Magnum Supreme back here with another video. The title is called An Honest Guide. We're changing the name. From now on, it's going to be called A Retard's Guide to whatever. And today, it's a retard's guide to reloading an AK47. Now don't get on my ass, I know this ain't an AK47. This is an AK-103. Same thing, they all reload the same, including AK-74s, 5.56 AKs, and Galils, and CMMG mutants, and some other weird shit. So, to start your reload practice off, what you want to do is remove the loaded magazine from your gun. Ensure the rifle's clear. And then you can start practicing. You're going to want to take empty magazines, obviously. And that's how you reload practice. So, with an AK, how do you know when to reload? Well, the bolt always closes on an empty magazine. Doesn't matter. Unless you're using bolt hold open magazines, which I'm not using today. So the bolt is always going to be closed. You're not going to know that your rifle is empty until you hear a click. That's when you know you need to reload. So step one of reloading an AK is first have your sling at the correct adjustment. If your sling's too tight, you can't do this. So you're going to pull the AK into what you call your workstation. Alright? You're going to take the stock and clamp it down underneath your shooting arm like this, so the rifle is pointed upwards. You can also do it pointed outwards a little more. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. And what you're going to want to do, retrieve your new magazine. Now for right now, these are empty. Retrieve the new magazine. Hold it with 2 fingers. All you need is your thumb and the butt of your index finger. But you're holding it mostly with the butt of your hand, because you see my thumb, I can still wiggle around here. You're going to take your thumb, hit the magazine release on the AK, and as you do it, and as you're pushing that mag out, you're going to catch it with your other fingers over here. These fingers here you're going to use to catch the magazine. Then, the magazine's out. All you have to do, insert your new one, pull away while you're still holding, slide it down the magazine, and retain the magazine. Now for most of us, we're training for like sneaky boogaloo type ops. So retaining your magazines is going to be very important. You don't want to leave magazines laying around. 1, because they're expensive to replace. 2, because they're evidence of your existence even more than the work you've already done. Not to say there's not a time and place for discarding magazines, but if at all possible you want to retain your magazines. The method I just showed you is my preferred AK reload method. That's what I'm going to be doing 99.999% of the time, because that's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I know works. Doesn't mean it's not the only way to do it. Right now I'm going to show you a couple ways that you should never, ever, ever reload your AK. This is some straight up Call of Duty shit, literally some Call of Duty shit that you should never do on the range or in the battlefield, because you deserve to be made fun of. And I'm sure if you're an actual AK guy watching this video, you already know what I'm about to say. First up is the Iraqi reload. If you've seen the video on YouTube, it's some fat, bald dude that's never ran an AK a day in his life doing it. If you've done it in Call of Duty, you probably think it's actually something cool and fucking effective to do. It's not. Don't ever do it. But I'm going to demonstrate it for you anyways. And if me looking retarded doing it isn't enough to sway your opinion, you just got to take my word for it, alright? This is the Iraqi reload. So you're going to remove your firing hand from the grip. Take it to the charging handle. You're going to put a lot of force here. You're going to take safety off, pull the bolt to the rear, and hold the rifle just like this. You're then going to retrieve your new magazine, insert it, and retain your old magazine, and place your support hand up front, and let go of the bolt. And that is the Iraqi reload. If this was a full magazine, the rifle would now be loaded and ready to fire, and that is fucking retarded and gay. And if I ever see any of you fucking do it, you're getting bullied, and you might even get punched in the nuts, okay? Just warning you right now, it's gonna happen. If not me, someone else will do it to you. Another reload method you should never do I just call this the flashy method because this is what they do in the movies. This is how they do it in Call of Duty. This is bad because you lose your magazine when you do this type of reload, and there's no real speed advantage to it. You're wasting movements, as they say. Economy of motion comes into play. So, upon hearing a click, you know the rifle is empty. So you'll go to retrieve your new magazine, and with the front end of that magazine, you'll hit the magazine release and kick that magazine out, and then reload just like you normally would. That's really stupid because you're wasting movement. The time that you use to bring your hand up to sweep the old magazine out, you could already be using that to remove the magazine. So you're adding in extra steps that you don't need to be performing. Another good way to reload the AK is what I call the side tilt. That's whenever rifle goes empty, what you're going to do is tilt it over to the side like this. Very similar to the original style of reload. And then you work the bolt after inserting the new magazine. Now we'll go into some belt reloads, which whenever you introduce the belt reload, you can introduce a new system of operations. Now, belt reloads, you're typically going to be discarding the empty magazine. It's not going to be something you do with the intention of retaining the empty. So from the belt, whenever you hear the click, I like to keep the rifle shouldered just like this, and I go straight for the magazine. And what you're going to do, kick this one out, and we're not going to retain on this one. So what you're going to do, kick your thumb out like this, hold the mag tight, and just push with your thumb. Get the new mag in there, come underneath. You don't have to go underneath if you don't want to. If it's more comfortable for you, tilt the rifle to the side, rack it over the top. That's whatever, but I like to always keep my hand on the firing grip. Some people don't care for it, some professionals don't care for it. Whatever, I'm neither of those. Or I'm not a professional, but I am a person. The other variation of a belt reload that you can do, and some might say this is even faster, is removing the empty magazine first. Depending on how you like to do things, some people, upon hearing the click, they like to discard the empty magazine, then retrieve the full magazine. If I can get the fucking bitch in there. God damn it. Okay, we're having some trouble here, folks. Oh, I see. Well, fuck, that really fucked up my train of thought. Back to the order of operations. Some people, it just depends on how you are, how you like to run your gun. You can remove the magazine first. A lot of AR guys like that because they're used to just the drop-free magazines, so they want to have a clear mag well when they go up with their new magazine. It's all up to personal choice. This has been the retard's guide to reloading an AK-47. Heed my words, compadres. I know what I'm talking about. God bless America.